Assalamu alaikum class. As we have previously gone through the importance of calcium as a mineral, so now I will tell you about the detailed absorptive mechanism and the regulation of calcium homeostasis inside our body. Now, this regulation of calcium is under certain factors which will increase or decrease its absorption and will give feedback mechanisms to maintain a narrow range of calcium in the body. So the normal functions of the calcium, which we have already discussed, will be maintained inside the body. The absorption of the calcium is affected by the pH of the body and pH of the stomach. As the calcium passes by the stomach, the acidic pH, if present, will convert the calcium into the ionic form. And when the ionic form, free ionic form of calcium is available in the intestines, it is readily absorbed and easily absorbed as compared to the calcium crystals and calcium salts. So the pH of the stomach is very important, and if the pH is more towards alkalis and more towards a basic pH, then the absorption of the calcium will be reduced. Similarly, the specific calcium phosphorus ratio inside the plasma is needed to maintain the absorption of the calcium at the normal level. If the phosphorus is increased more than that of the calcium, and if the 1:2 ratio of calcium is to phosphorus is disturbed, then the absorption of the calcium will be reduced. Similarly, proteins, certain amino acids such as arginine and lysine, certain proteins present in the wheat, present in our diet, are very important for the absorption of the calcium. Vitamin D, as I have already told you, is essential for the activation of the cal-binding protein that is present on the intestinal mucosal brush border for the absorption of the calcium. Similarly, for the regulation of the calcium, two important hormones, parathyroid hormones and calcitonin, are very important for the feedback mechanism, regulation and absorption of the calcium. The other factors include the metabolic states of the human beings, such as the irritable gastric syndromes, the inability to absorb calcium genetically in certain genetic X-linked diseases, and certain disorders of the body in the form of cancers, in the form of increased parathyroid hormones, reduced calcitonin or increased calcitonin, vitamin D abnormalities and protein deficiencies, and alkalosis and acidosis and APDs. These all diseases affect in the form of other factors in the absorption and regulation of the calcium. Now the factors which enhance or increase the absorption of calcium are calcitriol. Calcitriol is the activated form, that is vitamin D3. The parathyroid hormone, increased parathyroid hormone increases the absorption of calcium. Increased parathyroid hormone increases the serum calcium levels. Similarly, high protein diet, जितनी प्रोटीन और अमाइनो एसिड डाइट में लाइसिन, आर्जिनिन की फॉर्म में ज़्यादा पाए जाएंगे, कैल्शियम की एब्जॉर्प्शन ज़्यादा मिलेगी. सो ऑप्टिमम कैल्शियम फॉस्फोरस रेशो, दैट इज़ 1:2 to 2:4. इस रेशो के दरमियान में कैल्शियम की एब्जॉर्प्शन ज़्यादा होगी. सिमिलरली, एसिडिक पीएच एंड इसेंशियल बाइल सॉल्ट्स, जो कि चाहिए होते हैं फॉर द एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ द calcium from the small intestines, the initial parts of the first and the second part of the small intestine. Certainly, there are other factors that reduce the absorption of the calcium, that include alkaline pH, phytates and oxalates. These phytates are present in the plants and the vegetables, and these are the substances that reduce the calcium absorption. And similarly, oxalates, which form salts and crystals with the calcium present in certain diets, reduce the absorption of the calcium in the form of free calcium because they form combination and salts with the calcium. Steatorrhea is a metabolic disorder, a disease of the small intestine in which there is irritability, inflammation of the intestine, and loss of the fatty stools from the intestine. It reduces the absorption of the calcium and the other minerals from the intestine. Similarly, vitamin D deficiency diseases are important because calbindin will not be formed and calcium will not be absorbed in vitamin D deficiency diseases. And excess phosphate in the diet. Excess phosphate in the diet will disturb the calcium phosphate ratio that is needed for the maximum absorption of the calcium. Now this slide depicts the regulatory mechanism of the calcium and is from the your basic book. And in this there is the role of calcitonin hormone that is present on the parafollicular, secreted from the parafollicular cells of the thyroid, and parathyroid hormone that is present on backside of the thyroid, and they are in the form of 2 pairs, 4 in number. There is a specific regulatory mechanism present by calcitonin as well as regulatory mechanism present by the parathyroid hormone. एक बात आसानी के लिए ये याद रख ली जाए कि जो इफेक्ट पैराथायराइड हार्मोन कैल्शियम मेटाबॉलिज्म पे करेगा उसके जस्ट ऑपोजिट इफेक्ट कैल्सिटोनिन कैल्शियम मेटाबॉलिज्म के लिए करेगा. अगर पैराथायराइड हार्मोन कैल्शियम लेवल्स सीरम के अंदर इंक्रीज करता है तो कैल्सिटोनिन कैल्शियम के लेवल सीरम के अंदर रिड्यूस करता है. सो अब कैसे पैराथायराइड इंक्रीज करता है और कैसे कैल्सिटोनिन ऑपोजिट एक्शन से उसको रिड्यूस करता है, वी विल स्टडी इट. इफ कैल्शियम लेवल्स आर टू लो इन द सीरम, ब्लड के अंदर अगर कैल्शियम के लेवल लो हैं तो पैराथायराइड हार्मोन will be activated and released by the feedback mechanism of these low calcium levels. And what will happen? The parathyroid hormone will increase calcium release from the bones because of the action of the osteoclastic cell. ये bone की breakdown करेगा, demineralization करेगा और calcium will be influxed into the serum. bone से calcium निकल के blood में आएगा. Similarly, parathyroid hormone will increase calcium absorption and uptake from the intestines. वो कैसे? As we have seen in the previous diagram. As we have seen in the previous diagram that parathyroid hormone has a feedback mechanism and regulatory mechanism on the hydroxylases, vitamin D3 activation, calbindin protein activation एंड एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ कैल्शियम. तो पैराथायराइड हार्मोन विटामिन डी को इनडायरेक्टली रेगुलेट करके कैल्शियम की एब्जॉर्प्शन को कंट्रोल करता है. इसीलिए ये कैल्शियम की एब्जॉर्प्शन को इंक्रीज करता है थ्रू विटामिन D3 फ्रॉम द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. सिमिलरली इट इंक्रीजेज द कैल्शियम रीएब्जॉर्प्शन फ्रॉम द ट्यूब्यूल्स ऑफ द किडनी. सो by absorption and by reabsorption it increases the normal calcium levels in the blood, it increases the serum calcium levels and regulates the low levels. So this was the mechanism of the parathyroid hormone regulation of the calcium. Now we come to the calcitonin regulation, how it acts. That when the calcium level is too high inside the serum induced by the parathyroid or by the absorptive mechanisms, what happens that calcitonin is released from the parafollicular cells of the thyroid gland, and by the release of the calcitonin there is increased calcium deposition in the bone, exactly opposite to that of the parathyroid function. Calcium bone के अंदर deposit होती है by the osteoblastic activity. Now so when deposition of calcium takes place inside the bone, there is deficiency or normalization of the calcium in the serum, and then calcitonin also decreases the calcium uptake from the intestines. इसकी absorption कम कर देता है by blocking and by acting opposite to the calbinding proteins, and similarly it decreases the calcium reabsorption from the tubules of the kidney. So it, by these three actions, it reduces the serum calcium levels, and calcium levels fall to normal, and this takes part in the homeostasis of the calcium. So ये तीन organs पे act करके पैराथायराइड हार्मोन, कैल्सिटोनिन एंड विटामिन डी, ये तीन लोग इन तीन ऑर्गन्स पे एक्ट करके कैल्शियम का रेगुलेटरी मैकेनिज्म और होम्योस्टेसिस कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द पिक्चर डिपिक्टिंग द रेगुलेशन ऑफ द विटामिन of the calcium by the vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, after activation from the kidney, acts upon the intestinal mucosa and increases the calcium absorption and increases the plasma level of the calcium into the circulation. So when the calcium level is increased from the threshold of 11 milligram per deciliter, a state of increased calcium levels in the blood takes place, which is known as hypercalcemia. Now hypercalcemia, when calcium level is increased, manifest its function in the form of increased calcium. और कैल्शियम के जितने नॉर्मल फंक्शन बॉडी में चल रहे थे उनकी इनहांस्ड फॉर्म हमें नजर आएगी और उसको डिजीज प्रोसेस का लेबल दिया जाएगा. सो व्हाट आर द कॉजेज ऑफ हाइपरकैल्सीमिया? दीज कैन बी हाइपरपैराथायराइडिज्म. जितना ये पैराथायराइड हार्मोन ज्यादा होगा और जितनी एब्जॉर्प्शन उसकी ज्यादा करेगा तो ये हाइपरकैल्सीमिया की तरफ लेके जाएगा. सो व्हेन हाइपरपैराथायराइडिज्म टेक्स प्लेस, इट विल cause breakdown of the bones, and when increased breakdown of the bones will take place, fractures of the bone will take place, and the disease will be osteitis, fibrosa, cystica and breakdown bone disease. ये एक बहुत important clinical question है कि when hyperparathyroidism takes place, increased osteoclastic activity from the bones take place to increase the serum calcium level and cause hypercalcemia, और bones के अंदर soft कैल्सिफिकेशन एंड सॉफ्ट वैक्यूल्स बन जाएंगे जो कि फाइब्रोजा सिस्टिका कहलाएंगे, और द डिजीज विल बी ऑस्टियाइटिस फाइब्रोजा सिस्टिका ड्यू टू hyperparathyroidism and hypercalcemia. This is the disease process. So the other will be multiple myeloma. ये भी एक बोन का कैंसर है और जो ब्लड के सेल्स हैं उनका कैंसर है, जिसकी वजह से हाइपरकैल्सीमिया होगा सेल ब्रेकडाउन और डिके से. सिमिलरली इज द पैथोलॉजिकल डिजीज सच एज पेजेट्स डिजीज एंड मेटास्टैटिक कार्सिनोमा ऑफ द बोन. इसमें क्या होगा डिजीजेस में कि बोन रिजॉर्प्शन हो जाएगी शुरू. इंक्रीज बोन रिजॉर्प्शन से क्या होगा कि कैल्शियम विल बी इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इनटू द सीरम एंड द रिजल्ट विल बी हाइपरकैल्सीमिया. और हाइपरकैल्सीमिया की सारी मैनिफेस्टेशंस जो कि हमने कैल्शियम के फंक्शंस में स्टडी की थी, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंक्रीज मायोकार्डियल कंट्रैक्टिलिटी, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंक्रीज्ड रिलीज ऑफ द साइनेप्टिक वेसिकल्स एंड एक्टिन मायोसिन फिलामेंट कंट्रैक्शन, ये सारी मैनिफेस्टेशंस नजर आएंगी. सो इट कैन लीड टू इंक्रीज कार्डियक एरिथमियास, cardiac rhythm problems and cardiac arrest also. Similarly, a disease of hypocalcemia is manifested when the calcium levels are lower than 9 milligram per deciliter. कुछ बुक्स का रेफरेंस 8 मिलीग्राम्स पर डेसीलीटर भी मिला है, बट 11 to 9 is the narrow range of calcium. So when calcium is below 9 milligram per deciliter, not regulated by the body by the 3 regulatory mechanisms, hypocalcemia will result. So what are the causes of hypocalcemia? The causes of hypocalcemia again will be disturbance of in these 2 or 3 regulatory mechanisms. That is when a person with thyroid disease or thyroid cancer comes and a surgeon removes thyroid. तो क्या होता है जी, एक्सीडेंटली उसने थायराइड रिमूव करने से पहले ये छोटे छोटे पैराथायराइड डिटेक्ट नहीं किए और एक्सीडेंटल रिमूवल ऑफ पैराथायराइड अलोंग विद थायराइड टेक्स प्लेस. तो फिर क्या होगा, आफ्टर द एक्सीडेंटल रिमूवल देयर विल बी parathyroid deficiency, and parathyroid was regulating the whole calcium homeostasis and was increasing the normal serum calcium levels. अब उससे डेफिशिएंसी हो जाएगी सीरम कैल्शियम लेवल्स की और hypocalcemia will result. Similarly, autoimmune diseases of parathyroid and calcitonin also reduce the parathyroid hormone and result in hypocalcemia. And the signs and symptoms of hypocalcemia will be the normal functions of the calcium which are disturbed, such as neuromuscular irritability. Calcium normally was regulating the neuromuscular activity by regulating the release of the secondary vesicles, secretory vesicles of acetylcholine, and when calcium will not be there, neuromuscular irritability will take place. Similarly, actin-myosin filament were contracting in the presence of calcium, and laryngeal spasm, that is stridor, will take place when calcium will be deficient, and respiratory muscular spasm will take place, and they will not be able to contract regularly. This can lead even to respiratory arrest. सांस बंद हो सकता है और उससे डेथ हो सकती है. Similar is the disease of carpopedal spasm that will be depicted in the later slides, and tetany will result, that is sustained contraction, sustained weak contraction of the muscles, that people will discuss in detail in the physiology. The signs of the hypocalcemia are depicted in this picture, that when we will tap on the pathway of the facial nerve in front of the ear, there will be ipsilateral hyperexcitability of the muscles supplied by the facial nerve, and contraction on the ipsilateral side of the face. This is known as chopstick sign. Similarly, in hypocalcemia, what happens is when you apply a BP cuff on the biceps for 2 to 3 minutes, this will result in the calcium deficiency depiction in the form of spasm of the metatarsals and carpal bones of the hand. So this is known as carpopedal spasm. This is due to the already deficient calcium in the extracellular environment as well as intracellular environment, and depiction is in the form of carpopedal spasm. So this deficiency of calcium has got these specific signs, and symptoms will be neuromuscular irritability, laryngeal spasm, and stridor. So in hypocalcemia and hypercalcemia, which are the pathological diseases of the calcium, to avoid these, there is needed a specific regulatory hemostatic mechanism by the body in the form of parathyroid hormone, calcitonin, and vitamin D. So this was all about the absorption and regulation of the calcium.